you want, you want change, you want a revolution, you have to actually be a part of that revolution. People talk about society, but we are society, you know? Like, if you can't change the whole world, no one's asking you to be Superman. Dude, what can I possibly do? I'm a small human. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks like this, You're not the only one who thinks like this. That person in that train is probably thinking the same thing. The person sitting next to you in the cafe is probably thinking the same thing. Like, problem is that we're all thinking and we're not doing. Everybody.
And what
Like,
change
need
can
to
you
do
make? Maybe you're
more.
wondering, like, doing more of what? Like
How
it could be when you see all these like news is going on about the world, about all the horrible things like ICE and all the political, feud going on that's ruining people's lives. Go help out with your community. Go actually not just post stuff on Instagram. Go actually do the things that you want to see in the world. Be that person that you want to see to be the change. Everybody wants a leader, but nobody actually wants to be the leader, right? You want a community, you need to actually go be a part of that community. You want friends, you have to actually be a friend. You want to actually see things go down, then be that person that makes it go down. You want to have fun, then go have fun. You want to go on a date, but your friends are too busy, then go on a date by yourself. You see all the like nasty things going on in the world right now, and you feel horrible. You have empathy. Um, you actually do care, but you just don't know what to do. When I say like you don't have to be Superman, it doesn't mean that you need to go and do something big. You don't have to be Greta Thunberg. You don't need to if you don't want to be. You can be, but I know that majority of people, they sit here and they write all these comments. They're typing away and they're always telling other people, even myself included, probably wondering like, well, aren't you also like over here complaining on a video? Like, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the point. It's like, what are you doing today to take that small choice? Because no choice is still a choice. It still affects your life. Doing whatever you can doesn't mean that you need to make a big impact in the moment. It's doing the small steps that makes the big puzzle piece fit together, you know? Like, you can't just snap your fingers and expect things to just change. You can't expect a revolution to happen in our country or around the world if you're not going to be the one to take a stand. And that's why you see our generation, you see people now standing up, finally, like, taking back our our freedom that we rightly deserve, that we should have stood up for ourselves a long time ago, and now we're finally standing up for ourselves. Like, that's the change. And it wasn't because we all together just clapped our hands, held our hands, had a tea party, and agreed that we were just gonna like, start a revolution. No, like, we all individually had enough and decided that today, like, fuck what everybody else thinks, fuck what my family thinks, fuck what my friends thinks that who don't do anything, fuck what, like, other people think, like, majority. Like, you can't expect the world to change if you're not gonna be that change. You might as well just do the fucking thing. Just do it. Yeah, there's impact, but that's the point. No one's asking you to be starting a war with other countries, you know? But even being yourself, just doing the things that you like, doing the things that make you happy, makes other people less miserable, and it makes your life less miserable. I'm not saying it's going to take away the misery that's going on around you or in you, but it definitely makes your life a lot lighter when you actually choose yourself. So go and do that. Also, like, following your dreams and doing what you want to do with your life, it doesn't have to be just following your dreams, but just living your life and being authentically you is a rebellious act. Being individualistic, not just individualistic, not being individualistic, but being like yourself, okay, and embracing community is what makes us go far. Because I feel like nowadays the reason why everyone is so miserable isn't just because the economic state of the world and all the like horrible stuff going on. Okay, like, yes, but and I'm not here to police people. I'm not here to be the moral police, but I do think like at least if you want to be, self-centered, actually do the things that are good for you. Because I doing stuff instead of following what other people want you to do is revolutionary.
Being true to yourself is revolutionary. It goes a long way because other people see you being authentically you. Other people see you doing the things that most people would be scared of. Like, that's courageous. Like, it makes them want to do the same things. It makes them want to embrace the things that they were so scared of doing. You know, it's like having a leader. You know, the way that you dress, the way that you talk, the way that you embrace the hobbies that you have, even if you think it's stupid, like that in itself, you never know. Maybe there's a quiet person in your class, or there's somebody sitting across from you that sees you, being confident in yourself. You know, maybe you're not confident, but being like yourself in general, just even if that's you being sad, it's also being authentically you. Even if it's you being angry or standing up for what's right, that's being authentically you, being outspoken, you know? Um, like just doing the things that make you happy. Choosing yourself is revolutionary. It changes how people see themselves, and in turn, like you never know, it becomes like a whole ripple effect. Like maybe you don't see it in real time, but you never know how you affect people's lives. You never know, like even just a small step, even just a small step for them is a big step. When you're not conforming to what other people want you to be, how to act, what career you should have, you're actively choosing to be that change that you wanted to see. You're actively being the person that is like a leader. You're not doing it because you want approval or praise. That's the thing. That's what being authentically yourself. You don't have to be like, you know, you don't have to be a protester. You don't have to post about you protesting. You don't have to, um, tell everybody about it. You don't have to be extravagant or flamboyant if you don't want to be and if that's not your thing. But that's the thing. That's being you. If being shy is being you, then be shy. If being quiet is who you are and you're just introverted, then just be introverted, even if everyone is extroverted. Because those who mind don't matter. Okay? And those who don't mind actually matter. And they'll actually change your life. They'll actually be with you in that revolution that you want to be a part of. So take that step and be honest with yourself. Is this the life that I want? You know it's not. So don't settle. And I know it's easier said than done, but I can't tell you what you should do with your life, and I can't tell you how the map of your life, the blueprint of your life looks like, and I can't predict the future or your destiny for you, but you make your own destiny. You know, don't let other people, don't let society convince you that you don't have a destiny, that you don't have free will. We have free will.